Okay, so the big show is now upon us. The Rugby World Cup kicks off tonight. In about 5 hours as I'm recording this video, the host France play New Zealand, the famed All Blacks. Now, I think the pressure on the French is going to be intense. The crowd can turn, and that's what New Zealand want, is the crowd to turn against France. Because in the past, if the French are having a bit of a poor performance, or they're not having a great game, the French crowd can be hostile to their own team as well as the opposition. This will be a very partisan crowd. This will be a very, very intimidating crowd. The French, however, have turned some weaknesses into strengths. Discipline and fitness, they're massively improved since Sean Edwards and Fabien Galtier have come into the coaching setup. They have completely turned this team around from where they were 4 or 5 years ago. The All Blacks aren't as dominant as they were, back in 2015 and 2011. That dominance is gone. There are definite weaknesses in the All Black side, and that is actually discipline being one of them. And there's a little bit too much individualism with some. There's some big egos in that All Black side, and the Barrett family seem to get a lot of sin bins and yellow cards, and there has been some discipline issues. There are some players who will not be available for this opening night clash because of what happened against the Springboks. And the scary thing is the French pack is a European carbon copy, basically in power and build and bulk and intensity as the Springboks. It's the European equivalent of the Boks. They will smash you up front. Their scrummaging is a lot better, although there is some concerns with some players like Willemse, for example, that big engine room. Okay, they've had some injuries. They've had to call up some less experienced players at international level. They're still units, by the way. These are not small men in the tight tight five and in the pack. So New Zealand have got to basically take heed of the lessons they learnt against South Africa in that humiliating record-breaking defeat, put them into practice. Discipline being one, the clear out, the ruck and the maul, the contact area. They're going to have to be on their game, because if the French get that first 5-10 minutes dominance, this could be a difficult night for New Zealand to come out victorious. Now, New Zealand have a more interesting record. They've never lost a pool stage match. So that's where that pressure gets ramped up on New Zealand, is they've never lost in the pool stages. And there's that added expectation that, hey, we can't lose in the pool stages here. This will be a disastrous World Cup if they do. The French being hosts, there is that added pressure, but I think that's built this French side. They have played fantastically at home in recent years in front of a very intense crowd. And of course, then you've got to look at who the best player in the world is, and that's Antoine Dupont. Now, he is missing Ntamack as his fly half partner there, which is a shame. That Ntamack, who is a brilliant flair and physical fly half, because he can do a bit of everything. He can goal kick, he can drop the ball, drop kick the ball. He can make the tackles. He is your prototype modern fly half. He is injured and he's out of the tournament. He's not playing. So that is going to be an interesting subplot, how Dupont works with the other fly halves in the squad, with the combinations and the preparation. But Antoine Dupont can win a game on his own. He can turn a game like that. If the game is tight and it's quite gnarly and it's a bit of a gritty game, he suddenly can have that flash of brilliance that opens up a defence, unlocks that nail, that stalemate, and bring other players into play. They have an exciting and powerful backline. So you've got the power up front with the forward pack, and then you look at some of the offloading skills and the handling skills. I mean, crikey, you could see that in rugby league and AFL. Some of the handling skills are ridiculous from the French forwards, and I think that's that Sean Edwards influence on the squad as an ex-rugby league player. The offload is not getting put away; it's there, and if the French play a good intensity in the first 5-10 minutes and get on top, this could be interesting for New Zealand. Do not count New Zealand out. They've obviously, the clashes between these two teams are legendary. If it's a World Cup final, New Zealand win. If it's a knockout game, it's a bit more, there's a bit more tension there, I think, for New Zealand. They can't underestimate this French side. They can't just expect this French side to roll over. And the French in recent years have a very good record home and away against New Zealand. They have a very, very good record. And that is what is scary. And I think it's only been, a handful of test matches where the All Blacks have blown the French out in the professional era, completely demolished them. But they've had some defeats against this group of French players, the core of this French team. This is going to be a titanic struggle, and for the opening match, you could not ask for a better curtain raiser. You could not ask for the a better way to go, hey, the big show is here. Um, there's a lot of expectation on both sides. Obviously, the All Blacks coming off that record-breaking defeat, that will have hurt them. And the French, they want to win their home World Cup. They want to do what no French side has done before, and win the whole thing. Now, the French have been to World Cup finals before and come up short. Is this their year to get rid of that, hoodoo? The All Blacks, can they recapture the 2011 and 2015 kind of All Blacks level, or is this team, which I think is a lesser All Blacks team, is this team capable of achieving the heights of the Dan Carter era with the Barrett boys? I mean, can they get back to that McCaw Carter era of level of dominance of the All Blacks? Because this All Black side, there are some vulnerabilities. Their discipline has been noted. Defensively, some defensive lapses where they're conceding really soft tries, occasionally mismatches. Can they weather that first 10, 15-minute blitz that the French are going to give them? And can they unlock a Sean Edwards defence? Because some top quality sides have been done by Sean Edwards at club and international level, where they just cannot get round that Sean Edwards rugby league style, in your face, intense two-man tackle, one man and ball tackle, blitz, in your face, nail them. The pressure on the kicker, the pressure on the passer. Can the All Blacks, when they're in possession, unlock that French defence? Very few sides have over the last couple of years. Ireland have obviously done it, but that was a titanic struggle in the Six Nations this year. France last year were just... They've only lost a handful of games in the last 2 years. I mean, this French side is a steamroller. New Zealand have started to lose more games than they would accept in a 12 to 24-month period. Their win percentage is starting to come down, and we're talking minutely, but this is their lowest world ranking they've ever had. And there are some question marks that say over discipline. So this is going to be an intense battle. It's going to be fun. Yes, the French are missing some key pieces, but New Zealand aren't looking necessarily as invincible as they would think they are. This is going to be fun, and the atmosphere is going to be fantastic. So let's see how it plays out. I think this is too close to call. I think there's going to be some really exciting outside back play. I think it's going to be a titanic struggle up front. I think the French just edge it in the forward pack. The outside backs, I think, this anything's possible. I think Dupont missing Ntamack may put more pressure on Dupont, but Dupont seems to not fear the pressure. I think he thrives on it. There's a reason why he is the best player in the world right now. So there you go. This could even be a draw. If that was the case, then we've got the best in the Southern Hemisphere, in my opinion, and the best in the Northern Hemisphere deadlocked. So yeah, it's going to be tasty. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on which way you think the game's going to go. I'm not even going to give a prediction because I think this could come down to such fine margins. This could be a proper battle between Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere, the two of the most dominant sides in recent years. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a humdinger. No, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will have some more content for you very, very soon.